It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on this front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey, hey.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. Here we are, Wednesday night again. Man, time flies when you're having fun. And of course, we had a show on a breaking news Monday. And we're gonna have to keep playing with that one a little bit. I kind of like that Monday mid-evening quick get together because if I keep it under an hour, I can post it on TikTok. But because of all the great stuff we got going on here, it's hard to keep you guys under an hour. I mean, and I get it. You know, we get good callers, we get good videos. You know, we got a lot of things going on, and that's what it's about. It's boots on the ground in Erie County with no BS. That's the little tag I put up on social media. It appears that everybody is coming in on social media on Facebook. Okay. Yep. Yes, everybody is there. Not Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying to be Mr. Sneaky Guy and play some music. Get over it. And of course, that must be copyrighted and Facebook shadow banned me on that deal. And then what they came in later and they electronically removed the song from my actual feed. So if you're on Facebook, don't play any of that Eagles. Get over it. They will shadow ban you and they will just electronically remove the song. And that's exactly what they did. They removed the song from my post. That's what they can do. But yeah, we got make Erie great again. Had a couple orders come in already, but that's great. We just got the first batch here and getting ready to get them out to the people. Make Erie great again, and it's real simple. Elections are TikTok right around the corner. So let's let's get it start talking about voter registration. We got to get people registered to vote because there's still people that aren't registered to vote, and we got to make Erie great again, and that's what we're gonna do. So um, let's see, Brenda, you got that nice ad for Roscoe's? We went Brenda had to babysit yesterday, so I didn't get to take her out for her birthday. So I said, "Hey, where do you want to go for your birthday?" And she, we want to go to Applebee's, didn't want to go Perkins. So we went to one of our go-to places, Rocco's, and a nice waitress came up and said, "Hey, do you guys know about our Rocco's support Stop Soldier Suicide?" I'm like, "Well, of course I do, because I've been to the event and come over here on that date and talk with our friends and family." You can scan it for more information, and it is Saturday, February 22nd. The fundraising event is from 1 to 9. Music, food, prizes, kid activities between 2 and 4. You can go to their Facebook page for more information. And of course, I took a picture of the sign, I posted it, chatted with our nice waitress, and I get a call from from a nice person from Rocco's and said, "Hey, thank you for promoting this." I said, "Well, I'm an Army veteran." If you ever go to Rocco's, they have a wall. There's a huge, it's got to be 4 by 8, and it just has all the fire, police, um, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, everything you could imagine, memorabilia wall. It's really cool to go see. I remember when there was like 4 patches up there, and they've been there doing what they do. It's a great place. And so, and then of course we're talking, we're chit chatting. The nice lady thanked me for promoting it. I said, "Well, hey man, I'm a Harbor Creek guy. I mean, this is where I was born and raised, with the Harbor Creek High School." And she goes, "Hey, since you're an Army veteran, would you like to be one of our celebrity bartenders?" I'm like, "Well, let me check my schedule to see if I can fit you guys in." Well, literally, this is Saturday, February 22nd. And I'll be a celebrity bartender. Sunday, February 23rd, I'll be at the Sunflower Club for the Fallen Riders as a celebrity bartender. So I'm just going to be bartending all weekend. I don't know how to mix a drink to save my life. John Ron, thanks for coming in, man. We're just saying thank you to our local folks at Rocco's for what they do to help our stop soldier suicide. Unfortunately, there's Project 22 with Mrs. Ridge. She does that. That's a great organization. Drives around a really cool Jeep and fighting to save our soldiers, and we should. They gave everything. Let's take care of our veterans, and let's not worry so much about the illegals coming across the border. And we're going to come back to that later. But yeah, that was our little plug for Rocco's. Great burgers, great food. It's got a great facility, and if you look on the ground, you can still see the wooden floors from the skate lodge. If you guys are from the local area, you remember that was the skate lodge, and you can still look down on and see the wooden floor. They're gonna have bands there. It's 2 levels. They got a nice loft up there. Plenty of video games. It's a great place, great food. Locally owned, operated, taking care of our people. So, Brenda, if you want to take that down, that's great. I appreciate it. We'll come into roll call to see who's here. So we got let's see, Stan, Lincoln Breakfast, also maybe for our candidates. Oh yeah, that's Saturday night too. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I think it's something that around that time. Yeah, so we got Glenda, and Glenda's here. Uh, Mom and Dad are here. Well, Brenda's mom and dad. And come Hunter, Stan, I shared it from your YouTube. So Gotcha. Thanks. So I told the folks I would give them a nice plug. We'll talk about it again. We got plenty of time um, before they actually have the event. The nice lady said, "Hey, I'll give you your scheduled time." And I gotta say thank you. I gotta say thank you to my good friend Renee. There, can you see that? Don't need Google. My wife knows everything. So there we go. Thanks, Renee. I haven't seen Renee in here yet, but that's okay. It's a coffee kind of night. Got my favorites, comfy, sit around the house, sweatshirt on. We got a lot of things to talk about. We did a special show on Monday, breaking news with the city of Erie nonprofits giving $10,000 away to duly elected officials. I've seen a lot of movement on social media. I see a lot of people talking about it. I haven't seen anything or heard anything from the local news. I don't know how deep they're going to get into this thing because there's some heavy players involved with this thing. So I'm a little skeptical if they'll actually dive into this because there's a lot of money behind these people. There's a lot of power behind these people, and they don't want to ruffle the feathers too much. I know Erie News Now does a good job. 24 does a good job. Fox 66, they do a pretty decent. I give them a good solid C plus. Um, but yeah, we'll see. I haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything. That doesn't mean it isn't there. I know social media is running around. I've forwarded around on YouTube. I forwarded around on Instagram and also on X. Trish and Travis. Hey, yeah, it's nice to see the gang coming in here. Let's see who's winning tonight. Well, now that we got Facebook up and running and I'm not in secret double probation, Kate, thanks for coming in. I was on double secret probation, shadow banned last Monday for playing songs, but you can play them on YouTube, but you can't play them on Facebook. Don't know, not a lawyer. All I know, February 28th, campaign kickoff at Calamari, 6 p.m. That's for Kim. We'll make sure we get that. There it is. Brenda's on it tonight, boy. Thanks, Brenda. February 28th, campaign kickoff, Calamari, 6 p.m. That's for Kim Hunter's campaign kickoff. So please come down, say hi. Picking up the tab for the food and a drink or two. So that's yeah. And I heard like Wall Street was getting recognized. Well, of course they do. They give it's just like this guy on the Democrat side that's running for county executive. What has he done for this community other than hand out your tax dollars? Has he done anything other than give away money? Well, what a great way to make friends. Hand out your tax dollars and their operating budget. Man, I just changed gears real quick on that one. I'll go back to that one. But yeah, so when you're a nonprofit handing out money, yeah, then there's some heavy hitters behind them. So I doubt we'll get much traction out of that other than social media and maybe a YouTuber or so. We did a lot of yeah. So yeah, so-called loans. Yeah, we'll get back to Chucky's loan fiasco thing too. I wish I could take out a loan and they forgive it, but it's not a grant, but it's gonna get paid back. But it's a loan, but it's forgiven loan, but we're gonna get the money back. Wow. I'm not a CPA, and this is the guy that wants to be controller that's controlling some creative financing, giving city monies to a nonprofit out of the budget. Now, council, we gave money to nonprofits, but we had some money set aside for that, and they came in, they applied, they gave us they came in, they gave us their presentation and why we should give it to them. And oh yeah, Mark Tuttle and Joe. Hey neighbor Joe, I saw you the other day at the local Republican headquarters. It was nice to see you guys. But yeah, so this is a moving and shaking type of deal. This is, I got to steal Breton's line on this one. Erie doing Erie stuff, you know, Erie doing Erie stuff, and that's how Erie has been doing business forever. And they wonder why no one will touch this place with a 10-foot pole. That's why we've lost our biggest employers. We've lost Hammermill. We've lost Zern. You know, GE has transitioned to web tech and downsized and downsized. And let's just pray that they keep that door open. But look at all the big. You go across 12th Street and look at all the big industries that are gone. They're gone. They're not going to come back. So yeah. See, Mark. Mark. Thanks for coming in. You got to say hello because I can't see you until you say hello. If you come in on Facebook, because we're using a Restream, it's a program that brings all of them together. So we don't have to have 5 cameras and 5 laptops. It's just one simple program. I can't see you until you actually say, "Hey, I'm here." Had 2 administrations walk out of the city hall twice in 1 century. Oh, I know. I totally get it, and they had, Miss Arrington had to be drug out of there. She wouldn't quit. Got caught with her hand in the cookie jar from her nonprofit. These are just facts, people, just facts. Uh, her what was it, Mad V or something? Her son was unfortunately, he was, killed, and then she had a nonprofit, and she just embezzled money off of that and went to the casino. It's not her money, so that's why I really appreciate the fact that we have some great, folks at the state level, the auditor general and these guys that will hopefully look into the shenanigans and, get this stuff straight. So, a lot of things going on in the country. Man, I tell you what. Promises made, promises kept. And I was sitting here waiting, waiting for the show to start. And of course, President Trump comes on and Lincoln Riley, he's signing that into law. And don't forget, we talked about this. Why did so many Democrats not support this? If you come here illegally, kill one of our citizens, you don't get deported. I can't fathom why, you know, a handful of them did cross the aisle on that one, so, there is hope for you guys, but there were still over 140, 150, I can't remember the number, Democrats that played the party line, the party over people. Remember, it's so funny when the Democrats say this stuff, it's absolutely almost hilarious because the minute it comes out of their pie holes, we know for a fact they're doing it. No one's above the law. Remember that when Trump was in trouble and he was in court and you're a felon, no one's above the law. Well, guess what? They proved that wrong because when Joe Biden was handing out pardons like they're playing cards, they are above the law. How does Fauci get a get out of jail free card and hasn't done anything wrong yet? I don't grasp this. It's just like um, this deportation thing. Why are these Democrats digging their heels in so hard to protect criminals? They're not upstanding people. Some of them are, but they're going after the criminals. We have a Homeland Security. She's not afraid to put a vest on and go out on these raids. Where was our last one? I don't know. He 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 didn't go out on any raids with anybody. So that the she she gets she gets the nod, gets selected, and goes to work. And I didn't know you could be the director of Homeland Security, have nice long hair, and still look good in a bulletproof vest. I gotta tell you, someone that can do the whole deal in one shot, you got it. And now, did she have a weapon? No. Did she have people around her making sure that she was secure? Absolutely. But it's just an issue of these people are not afraid to go to work. Can we please get our new director of the FBI up and running so he can get his job underway? We got our border czar working, the border wall. I was online watching these guys. They're working around the clock, literally. They showed the night crews out there working in the desert with the lights and welding and painting and pumping concrete inside the steel squares, the verticals. They were pumping concrete in them. So That's a neat twist. And then now we have our Marines, we have our Army guys down there putting up concertina wire. They showed those guys down there, you know, welding on the fence, welding brackets, putting concertina wire in there. They showed, yeah, throw up whatever. If you got a video, Brenda, go ahead. I'm just rambling. So, Brenda, go ahead and play what you got. She got some good ones, according to what she told me.
Breaking news. President Trump signed the Laken-Riley Act today. It requires that Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, detain any illegal alien who is arrested, charged, or convicted of theft-related crimes, such as burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting. It also includes mandatory detention for illegal aliens charged with or convicted of assaulting a police officer, or crimes resulting in death or serious bodily injury. Sadly, but not surprisingly, the American Immigration Lawyers Association, or AILA, strongly opposed the Laken-Riley Act and lobbied hard against it. AILA publicly claims to be a nonpartisan, nonprofit association, but I'm a member, and frankly, the claim is laughable. In my view, AILA is a highly partisan group hell-bent on obstructing anti-illegal immigration actions by the Trump administration. Perhaps Elon Musk and Doge could look into this and uncover the truth. I hope they will. I'm Joseph Bovino, America First immigration and business attorney based in Miami and serving clients worldwide. Follow for more.
There you go. Not just some guy with a TikTok account. A guy that's actually a specialist, a lawyer specializing in this field. And it's just mind blowing that we had to change the president to get these elected officials that work for you and me to actually do their job. And you can almost guarantee if the president's name that I will not speak on my show ever again, he wouldn't have signed it. It wouldn't have got the traction. No way, no how. And Ice Cream Man. We're gonna call him Ice Cream Man. The Ice Cream Man would have his handlers would have said, "No, don't sign that one. Don't sign that one." And that would have been the end of that. So, unfortunately, a young lady, U.S. citizen, a shining star that never got the shine, had to lose her life, but her name will always be remembered. And every time that they, excuse me, arrest one of these people, um, her name will be remembered. And I was just watching today, Donald Trump. Well, we've got these issues, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to send these people to Guantanamo Bay. Oh man! Of course, then some liberal Democrat goes, if you're not paying attention to history, this is exactly what Hitler did. He rounded up the Jews and no, we're not taking them to Guantanamo Bay to rip their teeth out, rip them out of their houses, and put them in the gas chamber. Nice try from the Democrat side. That's not what it's about. It's about keeping America safe. We need to get it a hat, make America safe again, because you know what? It's a nervous time. We've talked about this on the show before. Or did someone drop
ICE
the
arrested
date?
1,179 undocumented immigrants on Sunday, but nearly half of them, 566 of the migrants, appear to have no prior criminal record besides entering the country illegally. Is the president still focused exclusively, which is a civil crime, it's not criminal?
It's federal crime.
So I'm
Isn't
asking.
it nice to have a press secretary that can, I don't know, answer the question and not look at her 3-ring binder and fumble through it and, remind us that she's the first black, gay, brown-haired, brown-eyed press secretary. I don't care. Do your job. And so if we want to play that card, she's the youngest press secretary in U.S. history. And what does Donald Trump do? His chief of staff, first female chief of staff. So yeah, he doesn't like women. He's a big meanie. He doesn't hire women. What? Are we talking about the same guy? But it's just a Trump derision syndrome. They just hate him. They just need a reason to hate him. Well, look, how come the price of stuff hasn't gone down yet? Lord have mercy. He's only been in office, what, 7 days? It's been exactly 8 days. Yeah, Mark, I agree with you. She's she does her job well spoken. She's sharp. She doesn't miss a beat. And she holds those cackling hyenas at bay, and that's what I liked about her. Crazy, she was
I
like,
I have a quick video with her.
"Go ahead, bring it up." Hi, Donna.
ICE arrested
Oh, we got a lot of new faces
1,179
here.
undocumented immigrants
Appreciate
on
it.
Sunday, but nearly half of them, 566 of the migrants, appear to have no prior criminal record besides entering the country illegally. Is the president still focused exclusively, which is a civil crime, it's not criminal?
It's a federal crime.
So I'm asking though. He said he was going to focus on those violent offenders first. So is violent offenders no longer the predicate for these people to be deported?
The president has said countless times on the campaign trail, I've been with him at the rallies, I know you've been there covering them too, Peter, that he is focused on launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore you are subject to deportation.
I apologize.
You come into this country illegal, you're a criminal. I mean, but the Democrat Party won't say that. Ice Cream Man. We should see if we can get away with playing his song. I'm the Ice Cream Man. Now, I don't want to degrade a great song down to his level. Excuse me. So yeah, there's no way that the Democrats, if they open up the Democrat playbook, let's see, page 1, everyone's a Nazi, Trump's a felon. Oh yeah. They're immigrants. No, they're not. It's just like I saw a post from Lou Aliotta today. He was talking about how his family came to this country, 100 years ago, legally through Ellis Island, not in the back of a Peterbilt truck illegally by coyotes. No, So yeah, we know this. This is why the Democrats push so hard. That's why they hate us. That's why they're going to keep going on and on and on. And I don't know. I'm exhausted. You know what I'm exhausted from? I'm exhausted from all this winning. I mean, it is. Promises made, promises kept. I'm telling you, he said he was going to do it. How many politicians actually get into office and actually do what they say? Now, when I got elected, Little County Councilman, I said I would not vote for a tax increase. Hi, Kim. You are live. You're live.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, I'm so excited because I finally got you guys up on the big TV. It took me a whole lot of time to figure that one out.
Woohoo! Yeah, look at that. Brenda's flashing some statistics. January 7th, 1,179 arrests, 853 detainers lodged. There we go. ICE daily
Well,
statistics.
did you see the best thing ever? They opened up Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, I saw that.
30,000 beds for these people.
I know. And that's like, you must have been, I don't know, taking a nap, whatever, but that's what we're talking about. A guy was talking about, look at, if you're not paying attention, this is exactly what Hitler did. He's rounding people up. No, these are illegals. He took
Well,
people out.
Dino had a great idea. He said, "Is there power at whatchamacallit, Alcatraz?"
Yeah, that place is so old. Trust me. How do you think Clint Eastwood got out of it? Well, in the movie, he just had a fork.
Well, it's a national park, so it's owned by the government already. Hey, why not just open it up and stick them in there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'm not arguing with you, but you had to put sprinklers in it. You'd have to put handicap accessible. That you had to put elevators in it. Yeah, it was a great place. I had been there. I actually went to the place, and you could see, the holes in the ceiling where they dropped grenades in it when they lost Alcatraz, and the explosions in the floor.
Well, we got some great things coming up for the month of February. Exciting things.
Lay it on me.
There's a group of us going down to state committee, and that should be very interesting. We're all hoping for Bill and Lynn Ryan to get elected as our chair people. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. And that's going to be February 7th and 8th.
Yep.
And then afterwards, our dear friend Matt, he'll be going off and doing his National Guard thing. So we all wish him well on that. And then next city council meeting, boys and girls, February 19th, and they changed the time. It will start promptly at 6:30.
Really? We'll have to mark our
Yeah.
calendars and go down there and say hi to Jasmine, and maybe she can buy us ice cream with her $10,000 kickback.
Oh yeah, and I got news on that. But let me continue. And then
Go
on the
ahead.
22nd, the Lincoln breakfast, and that will be at the Cockwood Club. And the cost for that, guys, is $28 a piece. It starts at 10:30. And then as soon as that's over, we all have to get out there to Roscoe's and have Brian serve us a drink.
That's right.
And then on the next day, the 23rd, at the Sunflower Club from 5 to 9. We'll have to go out there and have Brian serve us another cocktail.
I know.
Both very, very worthy causes, guys.
Great.
And
Yep.
it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I heard that there'll be a few people there that are running for citywide offices with petitions. So you might want to get out there and give them a hand. And maybe we can even get some people registered to vote. And then the 28th, I will be having my campaign kickoff party at Calamari's. Come on out, sign a petition, get yourself something to eat and drink, and we'll have a good time there. And I think that's all I have for the month of February.
You are like the party planner reminder extraordinaire.
Well, and don't forget, guys and girls, we put in a request. It's just a request to participate in the St. Patrick's Day Parade, which they're going to have on March 16th. So if we get approved, we will be looking for volunteers to come participate in the parade. And I'll tell you what, we had a blast last year, an absolute blast.
Wear some green,
And,
hand out some candy, and I will, if we're approved, I'll bring the police car, bring the trailer. So if you get tired, you can send a trailer. And I will, of course, I have to take the Trump sign down, and I have a 4x8 back the blue flag. We will show our appreciation to our men and women in law enforcement.
Right. And we will have hats out there, we'll have buttons out there, we will have some candy and some bags and stuff. So, we the more people, the better. We want to make our presence seen so people remember that we are in Erie. And as for this Jasmine deal, we had a little bit of a think tank last night. And my other campaign manager, besides Brian and Brenda, my other campaign manager, we were at his house, and we are finding the head of the snake on this deal. And so we are finding out Erie is very, very corrupt, and all these nonprofits are all associated with a lot of people that are in office. I'm not going to name names.
They're all
at this
connected.
point.
All connected.
And so we are doing a dot to dot. And when the dot to dot's finished, we will come out and we will expose the dot to dot so everyone can see it. But there's a lot of things that might not be against the law, but they're certainly unethical. And there are some things that we're finding out that are probably against the law. So, don't give up hope, people. I think, we will turn the city red. And I'm a true believer that there are some good conservative Democrats out there. And once they find out where their money's going, they are going to vote the red way.
Yeah.
The right way.
Well, there was a question by Mark Tuttle. What's Kim running for? So go ahead and tell us what you're running for.
I will be running for city council. And boys and girls, we have not had a Republican on city council for almost 38 years. And we will do it this time. As Trump says, we're not going to drain the swamp in Erie. We're going to drain the bay.
I like hashtag drain the bay.
We're going to drain the bay. We are going to make Erie great again. We are going to bring we're going to bring conservative voices and conservative values back to Erie.
Yeah.
It's plain. It's simple. People in government need to listen and do what the taxpayers want. We need to make the roads clean, safe, and drivable. We need to bring in new infrastructure, and we need to bring in technology into the city and give Brent the tools he needs to bring in big business.
Well, right.
It's pretty simple.
Well, you figure, talking about Brenton Davis, Brenton Davis has done more for the county and the city of Erie than the last two county executives? How many people actually put on a pair of work boots, a pair of jeans, a Carhartt, some gloves, and went out there and shoveled?
Right.
You see
I
Kathy
see
Dow.
Donna Reese is asking, what is Jasmine's work career experience?
Be nice.
Well, I'll
Be
tell you
careful.
what.
Be
I
careful.
have to be nice, but you could get a hold of Brad about this, but I'll tell you this: she's had 9 jobs in 2 years, and as for school education, she has a GED.
Yeah, and they point their fingers at us and tell us that we're not qualified for these positions, just like the Democrats saying that our cabinet that President Trump has picked and are getting put into place. You know, my main man Pete. How many defense secretaries have the word "We the People" tattooed across his forearms, and
Right.
has a 3 flag? He has a policy. You have to have 3 flags on every day. He showed his belt buckle, he showed his handkerchief, and of course he opens up his jacket and it's the inside's a flag. So yeah,
Right.
you know, you got Levine, you know, which I think and all I'm dead serious. Uh should be they should be, or it should be arrested for stolen valor. I'm the first female transgender admiral. You're not an admiral. You never served a day in the life in the military. And every veteran, excluding liberal Democrats, would say that is stolen valor.
Listen, that guy don't know what he is. He's got a nameplate like Tyler Titus. They them.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what: if he's a department, if he's supposed to be he's supposed to be the look of health. I don't want to be healthy.
Yeah, if that's a Democrat's definition of healthy, you know, being a transgender and not knowing what I want to be, and pack a a 5-pound hamburger in a 2-pound wrapper. Yeah, no, it just
Thank God we got out of the World Health Organization.
thank you. I know.
You
Again,
know,
whoo! I gotta wipe my brow because we're getting tired of winning. It is only 8
and I'll
days
tell you
into
what:
it. 8 days.
every day with Trump as president, all I can do every day, I watch him, and all I do is want to cry, because every day it's like a Christmas present. It's the best one ever, and you don't ever think it's like you want to wait to open the big present, and you think you've gotten the best present, and the next day it's even bigger and better.
I know. I go to bed going, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna win tomorrow? I'm just telling you. But yeah, now can we?
And look at the amount of money he saved us in just a couple days, and then they want to cry and say, "Do you want to explain why the price of eggs have gone up?"
Because
Please.
they, it was so funny. There was a guy on TikTok. I don't know who he was. I didn't use his video because I don't know who he is. But he's like, wait a minute. The past administration told us the economy was great. The economy is great. The economy is great. And it was shit. And then barely 1 week into it, AOC's like, well, why are the price of chicken eggs so expensive? Oh, I don't know, because you guys whacked half of the chicken population and drove the economy right into the toilet. It takes more than 8 days to fix something a Democrat, mucks up. But yeah,
I
so
think AOC's stupidest comment ever was, "You can't put tariffs on Colombia because I'll have to pay more for my coffee."
Wah. You're a
Oh
multimillionaire.
my
Who
God.
cares? Who cares?
Right.
Who
But
cares?
anyways, guys and girls, you know what? I know with your help, you guys did this. You guys took back our country. You guys took back our state. And I know with your great dedication and everything, that we will be able to take back our county. We'll be able to take back our city. And I appreciate every single one of you and all of your hard work. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go and have a blessed and happy week.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
for everything you
Brian.
do.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for the
Brenda.
boots on the ground report from the inner city of Erie. Thanks, Kim. And then Donna, you can call back in. I had to ignore you because Kim was still talking. So Donna, go ahead and call back in, and I'll break whatever I'm doing to take your call, because she said she's got breaking news. Breaking news. We like breaking news because this is where we the people get to put our news out there that we feel is worthy, and not because some editor says, yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah, the dogs are in town. Yeah, let's do that. We don't care about the border problem. Let's do some puppy dog stories. Yeah, yeah, Donna. Yeah, just call back in. You had the right number. Hi, Donna, you're live.
Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to rush Kim.
No, that's okay. You know, trust me, Kim. I could just take the headphones off and just let her talk for the hour, and I'd be great. She's great. But no, so what do you got for us?
So I'm back to work with the RNC
Good.
on a special mission
Uh-oh.
that has never been done in the state of Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
This is the trial period, and I'm really excited about it because this year is the year that all the judges of elections and inspectors are up statewide.
Oh, wow.
And so they hired a handful of us that were on the election integrity team. And I've got Erie County, Center, Montgomery, Westmoreland.
Wow.
And my task is to try and recruit people for every precinct to run for both judge of elections and inspector, and maybe even crossfile. We're still talking about that because we just started accumulating the actual data on who holds those positions right now and how they got them. And it's pretty darn interesting, especially in Erie County.
Oh, is that something you can share with us?
Yeah.
Okay, bring it on.
Because this is public information,
Okay.
but it's not public information that the election office was willing to share with me last fall when I asked for it. And I had somebody else ask for it also, and they were declined. So we were crafty and we got it. And we otherwise were going to file right to knows. And this is not the only county that's doing this. But I was able to obtain Erie County, and it's very interesting. Out of 149 precincts, and I don't have my notes right in front of me, so I'm going to give you a ballpark. Less than half are elected positions of the 149.
Wow.
So the rest are appointed.
By?
And guess what heavy percent was appointed Democrat and not Republican?
Well,
I
mean,
oh my goodness.
Hey,
And I have the actual numbers, and I wish I had my notebook with me. I wasn't planning on making this call, but here I am.
Hey.
And we have the opportunity.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I want to play the Jeopardy thing. Everybody ready for this answer? Okay, so what party are we talking about here? The Democrat Party?
Who holds the controlling shares for judges of elections in Erie County.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the majority were appointed.
Well, right, because we have a motivation problem in Erie County. We have a people problem in Erie County.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And we talked about this at our little meeting. People are like, well, we want you to run for sheriff again. Write me a check. Give me some workers. I haven't seen a check. So guess what? Ain't gonna happen. And the Democrat sheriff is gonna get a free pass in probably one of the most, I don't know, historic times in our life where the sheriffs are going to be under the microscope of the federal government. Are you going to help us, or do we have to lock you up? And I would bet you $5. I'd bet you $20. Campanelli won't. He won't help.
Yeah.
Because he's bought and paid for. He's bought and paid for by the Democrat Party. We got stories.
Well, this reign of the Democrat Party in Erie County has got to stop.
Yep. Totally
I want to, I want to be sure that I don't misspeak because somebody will take it out of context.
Of course they will.
But I'm just saying that the appointed positions for judges of elections in Erie County far outweighs the Republican appointees.
Wow.
So I am looking for 149 people to run for judge of elections. I'm looking for 149 people to run for inspectors. And I mean, I will help with every ounce of the process. But, you know, this is the time for people to step up. It's a job that requires 2 days a year. And I mean, it will make all the difference in the world for election integrity to bring some new faces and some new blood into these polls.
Totally agree with you. And that's exactly the same tone I have been preaching for the last 5+ years about the local Republicans. And they're like, why do we keep getting our asses kicked? Well, because we can't get you off your backsides and get
Got to step
involved.
up. Yeah.
It doesn't
Got to
work.
step
Yeah.
up.
You know, it's just like it's just like any group. There's always 2 or 3 key people that do all the lifting, and the slackers sit back there drinking coffee.
Well, now's our time. I
I
mean,
agree.
literally for for flipping the city, you know, for everything. 60 plus years. I saw a video the other day, the people of Chicago in front of their mayor talking about what a travesty it is and how they have not had any Republican in their city council or mayor's seat for over 60 years. How familiar does that sound to you?
Ding, 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 ding. Sounds just
60
like
years. Denise Robinson. She was the only one. John Evans he was appointed, but when it came time to run, he lost and he was the most qualified for the job.
right. Right.
We've got to get this message out. And you know, it's not going to be just taking you know, getting Republicans to come out, because the city, you know, I mean, the the Democrats far outweigh the Republicans. So we got a lot of work to do. And everyone who tells me that it can't be done, I tell them, watch me.
Oh,
It's like the woman in that Chicago video.
Right.
She has a shirt on, Chicago flips red. And I'm telling you, I am determined in every sense of my being to make that happen at every level.
It can be done. Look what we did. We got Trump elected. They got their shit together. Trump lost. They were like, "Oh crap, we really need to get together here." And we got together and we made it happen. So it's there. It's real simple, boys and girls. It takes a little bit, that much of effort, like she said. And now, are these positions paid? We pay you for your time,
Yes,
correct? Okay,
paid
paid.
2
They
days
volunteered.
a year plus a 3-hour training.
Yeah, and I get it. I was on county council. I saw this. I wrote the checks. I watched the pay come in and out because it comes
I
through our
mean,
office.
we can do this. And again, when I hear the stories that came back to me on election day from my poll watchers in some of these precincts, uh, we need new oversight. We will do our community such a good service by stepping up and doing this. And you're not volunteering, you're getting paid.
Right. I mean, and I get it. And you know what? It's about investing in your community. It's investing in our community. My mom and dad, my sister, my neighbors. It's just like some guy was running his mouth on social media about how President Trump had the highest tax increase in history. What are you talking about? You might be talking about what Davis had to give us one last year, and I voted against it. And then what does county council turn around and do? They put another one in the same breath. Oh my God, the sky's falling. You know, he's spending so much money. We got to fight. Oh, hey, by the way, their meeting last night was about giving raises to the elected people that are elected in county government. Same breath, same
Yeah.
breath. Now they're handing out
Yeah.
big pay raises. Unbelievable. Tax and spend, tax and spend.
Well, And my final point about the judge of elections and the inspector positions, we have such a high percentage that's appointed because people won't step up and do it.
Right.
And so that's where, again, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to get people involved in their community. And that way, we don't have people that are hand selecting who's in charge. We get to choose. So
I get it.
if anyone is interested, please get in touch with me, because ballots are being circulated in a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
I will help through every ounce of the process. And I'm so excited to be doing this because I'm telling you, change is coming. And I just met with a couple people that are thinking about running for office. And I said, I hate using that line change because it was Obama's, but I don't know how to dub it, but we need to bring a new light to our city.
Well, yeah, the lights are going out real quick.
They're going out. Seriously.
Yeah. And of course, the mayor was on, he was talking about how great the city is and crime's down. And of course, someone put an article up there. Hey, just to let you know, it's 28% higher than the average city of our size. So nice try,
He
Joe.
couldn't answer simple questions.
He
didn't know. And he's been there, 8 years?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not trying to be mean, but I've heard that his gears are slipping, and it's so funny. It's funny, not funny, but funny that, when the ice cream man was in office, we didn't talk about
You
his
mean
age.
Corn Pop?
Corn Pup, ice cream man.
Yeah.
I won't say his name. They wouldn't bring the age into factor until they saw he was too old. They pulled him out, threw him out of the race, and then of course, look at Trump's too old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? He's older than the guy you just threw out of office, or out of the election, I should say. So, yeah, so people can get a hold of you on social media. Just send you a text if you're interested, get you the details.
Yes. I'm not giving my phone number
don't do
anymore
that.
publicly.
I didn't even
we know
ask.
what happens with that.
And by the way, you got an update on this, your court date?
He got a stay of execution.
Ah.
He was supposed to respond to, he pled not guilty first and foremost in his indictment, and he's out on bond.
Oof.
He had until the end of December to file his motion, and at the end of December I got a 3-month delay, and the U.S. attorney told me expect it again. And I said, how many times do they get to do this? And she goes, and you wonder why these court dates take forever. So I mean, the end of March is the next I should hear. It's cut and dry. I would just like to get in there and get it over with.
Right.
Because it is a burden. So.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a stall tactic, and not, I'm not picking on the attorneys. I don't want to file, have 15 lawsuits sitting in my mailbox this week.
Oh, listen, he's got a public defender. And so,
they're stalling. It's a stall tactic.
What the hell? He could delay as long as he wants. Doesn't cost him a cent.
Nope. No. And that's what his attorney's like. Hey, you just throw a delay in here. We'll just drag this thing out. And,
yeah,
and that's fine. We got time. Time is on our side. We get it. But no, Donna, thanks for everything you do. And we appreciate you calling in. And like I said, get a hold of Donna on social media, send her an instant message. And maybe we can have another little, when the weather breaks, another little get together at a park or something and have a little discussion on some tactics on how to do this. I mean, it's doable. It's just doable. It just takes some time. And, that's where I was talking, some guy was online talking about it. I said, Democrats are just, that much more, you know, organized. And then they have people that are willing to put it up and get out there and knock doors. And the knock dooring thing, I'm telling you, I think we're at a turning point with that, really, because it's just, you go to their doors and they're home.
except to flip registrations
No, I
or
agree.
new registrations. That's where the door knocking. It's the Scott Pressler formula. Any way you look at it,
Yeah, I
you know.
know.
But it's going to take a lot of work, and it can be done. So
Not arguing with you.
I'm going to sign off on there, and we just got to keep on keeping on, and we got to keep the wave. We need to keep the wave going. Do not let it die.
No, we've got it. And you know what? We just need to have people like you, me, Kim, Harrison Dunn, all these guys in the shadows behind the curtains, moving the levers to motivate these people. And why do you think Erie County was such a big thing on the national world stage? People coming and interviewing, and I'm not tooting my own horn. How many people actually came out and interviewed me, and that $150, handmade mannequin, just because it was a conversation piece.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if I had told you before. I had the lady from Australia TV station called me out of the blue,
Yeah.
and she was coming to town for our election.
Mhm.
And I asked her, I said, number one, why are you coming here? And she said, because your politics, your election is our biggest news.
Wow.
And I thought, well, that's
Wow.
pretty interesting
The
in
land down under.
Australia.
Right. You guys need a
And
hobby.
then I said, so how did you pick Erie, Pennsylvania? And she said, out of all the research she did from across the world, it all led back to Erie as being the place that was going to decide it.
No,
And then I went one step further and said, well, how the hell did you find me? And she was looking for Jake Banta, which is good guy to look for.
Well, yeah, and that's why they reached out to me. I got a phone call. Hey, I'm so and so from the Australian newspaper. We need news. We want to meet with you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I get a call from a girl from New York City. Hey, we're from ABC. Can we come talk to you? I figured, well, they just show up with a camera. No, they had sound guy and light guy and assistant. And I'm like, wow, wow. Because I asked them, how did you find me? They said, we just Googled Trump, Erie, PA, and there was your trailer.
That's awesome.
That's why the Democrats hate it.
And the other thing that everyone needs to remember is these local elections matter so much. I mean, think about your tax bill.
Totally agree with you.
School boards. Your overall taxes in general. What's your biggest? Your school tax. What's next? Your overall property tax, your county, all that wrapped up. Mine's going up because of Kim Clear and Dan Olet.
Yeah. Olet needs to go, man. He needs to go.
But these local elections, if we keep people fired up through this, then what happens? Then we win the midterms. And if we don't win the midterms, Donald Trump is sunk.
Oh, absolutely. They know it. And the tacticians are smarter than you and I. They know that. Yep. And don't you think the minute they saw him win, they already had a plan in place, ready to go.
Yep. And if we don't do our job this year, then we're going to lose the midterms next year.
Right.
Because they've got us targeted, especially Pennsylvania. So let's all step up, spread the word, and just keep the momentum going.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, here, I'll put a slide up here. Elect Harry Morgan, Mill Creek Township Supervisor.
Harry is a great guy.
Nice guy.
I will vouch from him. I've known him for years. He was in my networking group, and he is a solid individual. So is his wife. I mean, they're just wonderful people. I asked Harry the other day, I said, okay, so what if the study commission decides that the paid supervisor jobs are out and you're going to be more like a city council with a paid manager? And he goes, Donna, I'm not doing it for a job. And I said, that's what I wanted to hear.
No, like I said, and he's a businessman. He talked to him, clean cut guy. He knows how to put a sentence together. He's got a plan. Totally I'm not speaking for him. I'm not on his campaign. I'm just a guy that divulges and regurgitates information. I believe he was hugely against the Ayton Peninsula project. Huge.
Hugely against those.
Right. We don't care about our houses flooding and our streets flooding and walls collapsing, but hey, we cleaned up the gateway to the peninsula. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't ask for permission. I just grabbed this stuff off social media. That way, people, if you want it for more information about Harry, go on his Facebook page. He's got a fundraiser coming up. I've invited him on the show. He says he's going to come on the show. So yeah, I mean, there is hope.
He is a
People.
great guy.
There is hope.
I am gonna vouch for him. Like I said, I've known him for years.
Yeah.
I was so happy when he told me he was running.
Yeah. No, I
And
got
I
it.
know Dan Olette and his wife too. And I'll tell you what, Dan is a nice guy. For some reason, I don't know, he must have abused woman syndrome or something, because Kim Clear is clearly in charge.
Oh, with her pink construction hat on that she's never
Yeah.
worn in a day in her life, other than for a
Right.
photo op. And now they've got this disaster at 38th and Zook. They're trying to buy that property up for. Look at
That is
me.
disgusting at every level.
It's unbelievable. I mean, John Grow, former Mill Creek supervisor, he was like, listen, I helped build that building. It needs a lot of money, and who's going to pay for it? I was like, wow, you go, John. I like John.
Well, do you
John Grow's a
remember-
decent guy.
Do you remember when McGrath and Kuyawa used to be the team out there?
Oh yeah.
And in Kuyawa's election year, they decided, oh, let's make a senior center at the post office.
Yes.
So they took out, I believe, a 10-year lease, and 2 years into it, they couldn't afford it.
Nope.
So they kicked the seniors out, had to take a big hit on a lease buyout.
Not their money.
And I mean, never thinking about how they're going to financially sustain it.
Well,
None.
that's
No plan.
And that's what John Grow said. He goes, listen, because I was an electrician. I put those electricity in there back in the 70s. It's good. It needs updated. The roof's bad. I've driven my motorcycle across the parking lot. It's like you're on a road from Iraq. It's so bad. So this is just stuff they want to look at me, and it backs the property up on Zook Park. I get it, but it's a bad investment. People, stop electing these people that want to tax
Terrible.
and spend
Yep.
on bad investments. It doesn't make
Bad.
sense. And Mr. Olette, I know he's a Republican, and I was out doing a fundraiser thing out there in Mill Creek for free, and boy, he's not a Trump supporter. Be very careful on who you say they're
Oh.
Republicans.
Neither is his wife. She sent me a scathing
Woo.
message during the election. Told me that she followed me with my lung transplant and thought that I might have been different after getting a second chance at life. And she said the nastiest stuff. And before I had a chance to respond, she had me blocked.
Really?
And I'm like, you coward. Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
So he's not. He wasn't a Trump guy. He wasn't a Trump supporter. He's not. I mean, I don't like to use the word.
Well, he's clearly not a Republican.
Yeah, and I get that. He votes right in step with Kim Clare because she wears the pants, and the guy that's
Yep.
over 6 foot tall is scared of a former cheerleader. I don't get it, but hey, what do I know?
Well, if you met his wife, you'd understand.
Never had the pleasure. But no,
So,
but thanks for calling,
all
Donna.
right, I'm
Anytime.
signing off.
You're always
I'm gonna
welcome to
give
call.
somebody else a chance to
Yeah,
talk.
that's all good. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
All right, I'll talk to you.
Yeah. So do your homework, boys and girls. These are local elections mean so much. And look, exactly what I told you when Kim and I were running for county council. If you think that they're spending $250,000 to take me out, there's a reason. And we talked about this. I think we talked about it last week. The Erie County Council had the worst debacle in Erie County history with the Board of Elections hiring a contractor from out of state to print and sort and mail the ballots. They got it wrong. The company screwed it up. Worst screw up in Erie County history. made the national news on how bad our election really was. And when they knew everybody was focused on Erie County, these clowns hired a contractor in Ohio when we used to do it here in Northeast. When I was when I was the chairman, we did it right here in Northeast, right here in Northeast. We had a couple little snafus, but it didn't make national news doing a presidential race. And what do? They promote Drexel as chairman, uh, the chairman of the Board of Elections. He was vice chair last year. Andre Horton setting the gold standard in elections. I don't know, man, about that. And then so instead of putting a Republican or anybody else in there, and what does Terry Scatella do on council? Not one Republican has any chair. Not one. Not one chair. He handed all it out to the Democrats. The Democrats are in control. That's why they put brain dead Drexel in there for 200 and some $1,000. I told you people that. I told you that's the reason why they came after me so hard, because I was a big mouth. I don't say no. I tell them no, and I push back. That's why they spent money and lies and deception. That's all they know. And you get what you pay for. You people wanted them. You got the worst election in Erie County history. And of course, I got to do it. I just love saying it because Andre Horton's out of office. He'll be running for city council. You watch, because he likes it. It's the gold standard. Erie County Board of Election gold standard. I don't want your fool's gold. No thanks. You guys, you guys blew it, and made the Nationals doing it. So, Brenda, what kind of? I know we got some cool stuff. Congrats, they keep raising my price. I understand that. You're absolutely right. Kim and I. That's why we use the hashtag. Told you so. We told you people this. We told you we banged here. We are on the street. I was on the radio on 105.9 telling you people if we don't keep the last grip on there, you're going to get it. And sure as enough, you got it. You people voted it in. You got it. Elections have consequences. And here you go. So that's why, we're going to push Kim Hunter for city council. We saw, what Jasmine has been doing, calling people with red hats, and even my new red hat, make Erie great again. I'm a member of the KKK. No, I'm an honorably discharged veteran. I'll be nice. So Brendan, what do you got? You got some more videos for all the
Let's
the
begin
winning
with
down
Dana
at the
Marie
border?
McNichol. She's following the breaking news out of West Palm Beach on those threats against the president. Dana Marie.
Hey, John, it was a tip called into the FBI that led police to a social media page that raised many red flags. So police say 46-year-old Shannon Atkins from West Palm Beach was arrested last night near his home after they found a series of violent posts that threatened the life of President Trump. Now, you can see here are screenshots at a press conference of the Facebook post that police say led to his arrest. He claims he was banned from X after writing, quote, "I hope and pray someone kills him." He goes on to write on that post, quote, "History is supposed to repeat itself. We haven't had an assassination in years." Now, West Palm Beach Police Department chief, he commented, he said, in today's climate, you really can't say things like this. Less than a week removed from President Trump's inauguration, authorities are taking these threats extremely seriously after 2 attempts on President Trump's life in just 7 months. The most recent taking place miles from his home in Mar-a-Lago. Now, according to our affiliate, Atkins is facing 1 count of written or electronic threats to kill, do bodily injury, or conduct a mass shooting or an act of terrorism, a second-degree felony. So very serious threats. Police also say he had 3 bags of cocaine on him at the time of his arrest. Police also say that Atkins claims that these posts were just a joke, but now the Secret Service will decide if he faces federal charges. John?
All right, Dana Marie McNichol reporting from Florida. Dana Marie, thank you.
Yeah, it was just a joke. And the guy's got bags of cocaine on him, not one of the brightest bulbs coming out of Florida. And if you don't think they're not going to take this stuff seriously, boys and girls, you're crazy. It's just like when the assassination attempt. Look how much social media there was. Oh, too bad we couldn't get somebody with a better shot. Yeah, that's real nice. That's real American of you. That's really, woo, Um, someone Google it up, and the amount of assassinations on Republicans are mostly done by. I'm wondering if you guys know the answer to this, because I know you guys are pretty smart. Type in your answer to the room if you know the who's responsible for most presidential assassinations in history. Democrats. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Well, we've already gone over our hour mark, so that means we're out of play on TikTok, Brenda. So that's okay. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate that. I didn't even know you're in here. Yeah. Well, what's the new saying? You know, FAFO. I try to be nice. Don't like to do too many swear words on here because I don't want to get shadow banned again. You got any more videos there, Brenda? And now also, if you want to call in, 814
Does the 14th Amendment award U.S. citizenship to all people born in the U.S.? Yes
Pay attention.
or no? The answer is no. In addition to being born in the United States, the 14th Amendment also requires people to be subject to the jurisdiction of the United States in order to become citizens. Jacob Howard, the U.S. Senator who proposed this language, stated, "This will not, of course, include persons born in the United States who are foreigners, aliens, or who belong to families of ambassadors or foreign ministers accredited to the government of the United States, but will include every other class of persons." Howard also said, "The word jurisdiction, as here employed, ought to be construed as to imply a full and complete jurisdiction on the part of the United States. That is to say, the same jurisdiction in extent and quality as applies to every citizen of the United States now." The 14th Amendment was adopted to guarantee that the Civil Rights Act of 1866 was constitutional. This law gave citizenship to people of every race and color, without regard to any previous condition of slavery or involuntary servitude. It's important to note that this Civil Rights Act explicitly excludes people who are subject to any foreign power.
Well. Isn't it amazing what you do with just a little bit of research? Somebody fact check me on that one. Yeah, it's a TikTok video. Some guy put it together. Let's go with sounds pretty reasonable to me. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. And here comes Donald Trump. Hasn't changed the laws. He's kind of pushed them a little bit. But there it is, the 14th Amendment. We've been talking about that for weeks. 8 days actually, because just trying to make this country great. That's just dirty get into Germany Nazis. No, nice try, Jasmine, but that's not how it works. So yeah, yeah, Pete Mitchell. My goodness, the man, the legend, the man that helped our senator get elected. Sir, welcome to our humble little show. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you did to get Dave McCormick. Man, I tell you, that was a nail biter, my friend. That was tough. But yeah, you did a lot of work, a lot of miles on your truck. I appreciate the rapport that we. I was thinking about you the other day. It's like, poof, where did this hot shot go? Probably down there rubbing elbows with everybody downstate. With all the big state senators and all the hot shots. No, that's not who you are. I get that. But yeah, Pete, thanks for coming by. We appreciate it. We're just sitting here having a evening chat on Wednesday nights. Thanks for not forgetting about us. We just want to talk about current events and where our president's going. And yeah, so a lot of cool stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. We would just kind of like picking videos and have conversation and take some phone calls and kind of have a melting pot of fun tonight. Got any more good videos, Brenda?
I have a couple border videos I'll play back to back.
Okay, cool.
Within 24 hours of becoming president, Donald Trump initiated a crackdown on undocumented migrants.
Through targeted enforcement operations, they know exactly who they're looking for. They know pretty much where they'll find them.
Trump has declared an emergency at its southern border, where U.S. Customs and Border Patrol have arrested more than 2 million people attempting to cross from Mexico illegally. The numbers entering Canada are just a fraction of that, but Canadian officials are eager to show their success as a way to stave off tariffs.
It was all about the border, and we did the job on the border.
On the weekend, 2 Black Hawk helicopters started patrolling the woods and waterways. 60 drones also monitor the 8,900-kilometer border. More officers are being hired and redeployed with measurable results. Last year, more than 22,000 people were detained by American authorities after crossing illegally from Canada. The highest traffic occurred in May with 3,400 people, but that number dropped to 510 in December, an 85% decrease. Meanwhile, more than 1,100 migrants were intercepted, sneaking into Canada, an average of about 107 people a month. Officials are bracing for an increase.
We are prepared to deal with any potential surge. I've met with the officials at the RCMP, the CBSA. There is domestic cooperation between our agencies, between the federal and provincial governments.
Canadian officials say they deported 16,800 people last year and want to increase removals by 25%. They also want to tighten the rules around asylum and decrease the number of permanent residents. As immigration slows, the Department of Immigration plans to cut 3,000 jobs.
Federal agents arrested nearly 1,000 illegal immigrants across the country yesterday. Raids targeting violent criminals were carried out in the Bronx, also here in Washington Heights, where a man was led out of the building behind me in handcuffs. His identity is unclear at this point. It's also unclear what he is being accused of. Mayor Adams says the city is cooperating with the immigration authorities, but people are very concerned right now that innocent families will be torn apart in the process. And this all started at 3 o'clock yesterday morning. That's when the Department of Homeland Security arrested 26-year-old Anderson Zambrano Pacheco, an accused Tren de Aragua ringleader tied to a caught-on-camera home invasion in Aurora, Colorado. Officials say he was hiding out in New York City and wanted for multiple violent crimes, including burglary, kidnapping, extortion, and firearms possession. Photos show another raid happening on Creston Avenue, also in the Bronx. Homeland Security officers were seen escorting a man down the street in handcuffs, surrounded by cameras and other law enforcement agents. So far, we know that man is a Dominican national, but we're still waiting on more information from ICE. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem led the charge, saying that agents are doing exactly what President Trump promised the American people, that is, taking violent criminals off the streets. Yesterday, she addressed her staff for the very first time and laid out her vision for the department.
I'm hoping all of us will be a beacon of freedom, of light, and of hope, that when people look at us, they don't just see people who are there in a time of crisis or conflict, but we're also people that bring a smile to people's faces and remind them what America is about.
Mayor Adams has limited his public schedule this week due to illness, but addressed the raids in a post
today is because the president of Colombia refused to accept a flight of migrants. He said he wouldn't take them. Donald Trump said, we're going to enter the F around and find out portion of this conversation. And he hit him with sanctions and tariffs. And now tonight, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, says Congress is going to back him up on that. He's putting Colombia, he's putting the rest of this hemisphere on notice that you are not dealing with the same president that you were. You're dealing with someone who is taking illegal immigration seriously. Now, within an hour of making that threat, the president of Colombia said, whoa, I'll send my own plane to pick these people up. So obviously, he got their attention. And they'll have learned a valuable lesson that Donald Trump is taking immigration, illegal immigration, seriously. This is real leadership, but it sends a message to everybody else in the hemisphere. Do not test us. This is not Biden and Harris. This is Trump and Vance. We mean business. Yeah, of course it is. And, you know, it happened under Barack Obama, actually. He deported millions upon millions of people, and I don't have any recollection of the U.S. economy collapsing. And no Republican, and I don't think most Americans are taking seriously the argument that the U.S. economy is underpinned by violent, criminal, illegal immigrants. I mean, if our entire economy is underpinned by people who are rapists and murderers and commit other violent acts, then you know, we got a whole other set of issues going on in the economy that we ought to talk about today. I mean, people just aren't buying that argument. So the populations that they are starting with are violent, criminal, illegal aliens. Then they also have 1.5 million people who have existing, fully adjudicated orders. And beyond that, I would just point out that if you came to this country illegally, you're already a criminal, illegal immigrant. You've already broken our laws, even if you haven't been arrested yet or charged with it. If you're here illegally, if you broke our laws, then you're going to be targeted. Now, maybe you're not going to be a top priority today because there's other more dangerous people here, but we cannot send a message that, well, some illegal immigration is okay. And that's been the problem of the last 4 years. Basically, Biden and Harris were like, just get here and it'll probably work out for you. That is no longer the communication strategy of the U.S. government. The strategy is don't try us. Whether you're the president of Colombia or somebody who just walked across the border illegally, do not try us. It is not going to work out for you, period.
And what's the impressive part of that the last video is that's CNN. Now, of course, the long-haired lady on the left, she is not happy about that at all. You can hear her scoffing and making her little sound effects while this guy is putting together a great presentation, laying out his facts, has an argument, and has a good closure. So that's what was the CNN guy's name that just left that he hated Trump. Trump used to, that's because of you. You're fake news. What is that guy's name? He got moved to the midnight shift and he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. He's like, I am out of here. So yeah, it's
I have one more border video.
all right. Yeah, play it up.
Last week, NBC News got an up-close view of what a typical deportation flight looks like and a step-by-step description of the entire journey from ICE officials who explained the complicated and expensive process. First, it starts with an arrest by ICE agents. Then, immigrants are taken to be detained at more than 100 local ICE facilities. From there, they may have a chance to go before a judge and plead their case. Typically, this process has taken weeks if it's fast-tracked, or if not, it has even taken years. If a judge agrees that the person should be deported, ICE will fly them to one of 4 staging areas.
ICE has about 10 planes just like this that they can use to deport migrants.
This is the end of the journey for them. Every individual that we boarded in the plane had their day before an immigration judge. The case was heard, they had their due process. Every possible remedy that could have been applied or it was exhausted, and it was determined by an immigration judge that they don't have a right to remain in the United States, and that's why they're here today.
Parents who have had children in the United States will have to decide if their children are deported with them or left behind. There are between 15 to 20 guards on board, and everyone is shackled except for children and parents traveling with kids.
In the last year, ICE was able to remove over 270,000 migrants, many of those on planes just like this. But if the Trump administration wants to deport more migrants, they're going to have to spend more money, not just on planes like these, but on the pilots, the staff, and the detention space to hold migrants before they board these planes. So what will happen to these people when they land in Honduras? How will they get back to their homes?
Their respective government has some assistance, and oftentimes, like here in the United States, there are non-government organizations who wait at the airport and offer assistance to help them get to where they need to go.
Once they
land, there it is. And of course, they didn't have enough planes, so Trump authorized C-17 cargo planes to ship them down. Of course, all the bean counters like, look how expensive that is to fly that military aircraft. Look how expensive it's going to cost to keep all these fine, upstanding illegals. Let's see, who asked for it? Jeff, you asked, what's the number? 814-873-3612. The line is open. And yeah, because he just texted in the room what's our phone number. It'd be nice to hear from Jeff. I've never heard. I don't think Jeff's ever called in. But we got a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of things going on. There's always some type of breaking news coming out of out of everywhere. And so yeah, I'll give Jeff a couple of minutes if he wants to call in. That's great. If not, we're gonna go ahead and go to the official landing, and not in Honduras or Colombia. Yeah.
Yesterday
Cracks me up.
we got locked
Gotta put
down
the
because
right
someone got
pressure.
stabbed in our facility. Not nothing to do with me, but we got locked down. But we're listening on the radio, and we heard President Trump say that he's going to be taking action for the J6 hostages. That's when I knew for sure. But I always knew he was going to do it. I had no doubt. I had full faith in him doing it.
So, what do you want to say to Trump right now?
Just thank you.
What emotions did you feel?
Absolutely.
When the pardon came down?
Just of course relief. But like I said, I knew it was coming. Joy, gratefulness.
Any regrets?
No, I don't, because we did the right thing. We were there to protect Trump supporters from Antifa. We were there to protect and secure 2 permitted events on Capitol grounds where members of Congress were going to speak. One was Latinos for Trump. The other one was the Alex Alexander event that's going to be on Capitol grounds where members of Congress were going to speak that day. That's why we were there, to protect people and do the right thing.
Yeah. It's okay when the ice cream man hands out pardons, but when Trump hands them out, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, But other than that, man, it's been a fun. What time is it? Hour and a half. You guys just like an hour and a half, and we're done. But I want to thank Brenda for making everything work and make sure the videos play up nice. I want to appreciate the callers. You are live, sir. Are you there, Jeff? He was there because it came up Jeff Beer Guy. That's how I have him. Maybe he got nervous or had to go. Here, I'll give him a call back. We have the technology. It's just a cell phone hooked up to the soundboard. I think he's at work.
No, they close early now.
Your call has been forwarded.
Oh, okay. Maybe he got busy. Well, we're going to... There he is again. You are live, sir.
Hey, Mr. Brian.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Sorry, boss. Hey, I got a question. Am I allowed to go off on a tangent?
Yeah.
I know. Am I allowed to go off on a tangent?
Yeah, but you got to turn your radio down in the background.
Okay, that's the computer.
Yeah, the computer, the radio. You got to turn the speakers off or something. Because I hear myself delay.
Let me just get away from it. Hey, how's that? Is that better?
Yes. So what is
okay.
bugging you, my friend?
Well, I'm doing very well. I got one question.
Okay.
When do we have to redo our Republican committee seats?
Next year.
Oh, not till next year?
Yes.
Oh, it's a 2-year thing?
I believe so.
Okay. Number 2. And I did put a comment up there, and somebody actually on Medicaid responded. We need to, like I said, I'm going off on a tangent. And I'm glad Trump did what he did because our welfare system needs to be revamped.
It does need
100%.
It does need some. It does have issues.
It's got a lot of issues, and you know where I work.
I know where you work,
and I see it all the time. And I'm glad he kind of put the halt on everything.
Yeah, but that some of that. See, that's where I was reading, and some people are being gaslit that people are going to be starving, the SNAP programs shut down, the veterans programs are going to be shut down. They're going to shut down shelters for homeless
No,
veterans.
that's
It's
because
not.
they're not reading the whole thing.
Oh,
They're not seeing the big picture.
You are you trying to tell me that Democrats gaslight and lie?
Oh, Democrats would never lie. Come on,
No,
Brian.
they
We
don't
know
do.
better
Come
than
on,
that. They would
man.
never lie.
I think you've been. Yeah, I think you went into the discount bin tonight. I'm just saying. No, no one's going hungry. There's a lady on TikTok. She was screaming foul that they're going to take her SNAP away from her, and someone's like, "Hey, this is really simple. Get a job." Well, hey, whatever. They're not shutting SNAP down.
And I see that every day.
Yeah. Oh, I know you do.
And we have to stay. And I'm probably going to get hell for this one. We got to start limiting the people on welfare from having so many kids.
Yeah. Good luck with that
I know.
one.
I know. I'm going to catch hell for this comment, but
Yeah.
you can't just keep having kids to get more money.
Yes, you can.
You're perpetuating the system that don't work.
I can't even argue with you. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying you don't have to comment because I know I'm going to catch hell for that comment. But it's just plain and simple.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
And you know what? After our illustrious mayor's comments about the immigrants and all that stuff, I'm waiting for ICE to come here.
Oh yeah, but you're an American citizen. You're born and bred here.
Oh, I'm good. I just want to see it.
No, I think you're fine. I think if they trust me, they already have their list. Trust me. Before the day that even I think on November 6th, they had their plans all ready to go. And,
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be rude or ignorant, but I really like it because again, and just like the new press secretary, I'm really impressed. She's 27 years old.
Yes.
And she handled those reporters like she's done it for her life. When she said, technically, basically that if they are in this country and they didn't, get here legally, they're breaking the law. And that's true.
The laws are there. They're you want to talk about someone as a convicted felon? Well, they're not convicted. They just committed a felony and they did break the law. It's not like, it's not like they're stealing from Walgreens, but that is part of the deal. And
they're doing major crimes.
Oh, they're coming out for the killers and the rapists and and they need to go, just like they're like, that's okay. We'll send them down to Guantanamo Bay. Hey, do you need help? I'm just saying.
I go post a watch down at Guantanamo. I'll go tomorrow.
That's what I said. If I was 20 years younger, I'd be down there helping them build that wall for free.
Oh, heck no, Brian. We're still young enough. We could go down.
Yeah, I don't know. They look at our two old selves like, all right, you guys go get some water and be back.
Yeah, I'll bet you we could outwork half of those 20-year-olds.
Well, I tell you, they showed these guys working. They're working in Texas. They're working around the clock. They have night shift, first shift, second shift, and they put up lights like daylight out there. They're not stopping. They're not stopping.
And that's a good thing because we don't need any more.
No.
It's too expensive. The American taxpayers don't need to pay for illegal immigrants.
Well, did you see with this shutdown that what Trump did? What was it? $50 million worth of condoms are not going overseas. 50.
What the hell? We're sending condoms overseas
to the Middle East. Yeah.
Why? We don't care about the Middle East.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go because I know you want to close up.
No, it's
Brenda,
all good.
I'll see you. You already messaged me, but Brenda, I'll see you in the next, I don't know, day 2, 3, or 4.
Nice. Yeah.
We need some T-shirts, but they need explaining.
That's what Brenda does. Mayor, look at this. So we got Mayor JD Longo in the house. Thanks for coming in, Mayor, all the way down from Slippery Rock, our humble little show here in Erie County. Man, thanks for calling, Jeff. I appreciate you.
No problem, sir. Anytime.
Yeah, call in anytime.
Have a good night. Close up. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya. Yeah, little telecommunication issues here, but that's okay. We keep it simple here. at the Shank compound in Harbor Creek. It's just a cell phone hooked to a soundboard, and that's all it takes, you know. But yeah, thanks, thank you, Mayor. We appreciate it. You know, maybe sometime we'll have you call in. We were just kind of we got the flaps down, we got the landing gear down on our C-17. We're coming in for a landing, and we had one last caller. So I want to. This is where I thank Brenda for doing everything that she does to keep the show running great. We get some great callers. We always appreciate Kim for doing her boots on the ground from the city of Erie. And you know, Mayor, I'm gonna have to have you come on the show and give us a firsthand experience of what it was like to be at the inauguration. I saw your pictures, man. I tell you what, your chest was all puffed out and you were looking like $1,000,000 down there. Yeah, maybe next week we'll try to set it up a little earlier next week, and you can give us what it's like to have been there. I'll download some of your pictures from your Facebook, and we'll put them on the show while we're talking to you. But yeah, sounds like a plan. So Brenda, if you want to play the outro song, I'd appreciate that. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
All the things were gone. I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it! God bless the USA. Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. Thanks for sharing your wonderful, precious time on this Wednesday evening. Boots on the Ground with Brian Shank live. You can catch us on all our channels. And I got to tell you, it's a good feeling to go to sleep at night, and we're making America great again. For all those that couldn't be here tonight, I salute you. Remember everybody deployed. Remember our soldiers that are deployed all over this world, making sure that we have a free and awesome country. Shank out.